What is going on, guys? JPOD-SPORTS here. Welcome back to another video. So the Giants, unfortunately, start 0-2 after an abysmal loss week after week. Once again, the Giants are 0-2 for the 10th time in the last 11 years. I mean, you can't expect to make the playoffs or do anything effective in a season when you start 0-2. You gotta at least start 1-1 or 2-0 if you want to try to have a shot at making the playoffs. Teams that start 0-2 make the playoffs 15% of the time. Most of those teams have elite talent all around, and they might get the slow start, but they finish strong. The Giants don't have that. They don't have the coaching. They don't have the players. They're a train wreck, and it's hard for me to see where these wins are going to come from. I mean, two of your most winnable games on the schedule, you absolutely get destroyed. Obviously, they didn't lose to Commanders by like 30 points, but the thing that drives me crazy is Brian Dable, year one. I mean, it felt like this guy had a plan for everything. It's like he read the other team's mind and knew what they were going to do. I mean, it's like we come into a game so unprepared now. The last 2 years, Dallas last year, 40-0. We look like we're playing preseason football. Every year, week one, we look like the worst team in the league. The Giants' legacy is getting killed year by year. And it's because they cannot get the front office and the coaching right. Brian Dable, maybe he could turn it around. Maybe somehow they could finish strong and be okay. You know what? I feel a little more secure. I don't see anything in them right now. I mean, you knew Graham Gano was hurt all week. He had a groin injury on his kicking leg, and you yet had you had 52 men. You didn't have 53. You had the extra roster spot, but you still decided to neglect not going after the kicker, and then it screwed you in the end because Graham Gano, because the special teams is horrible, like always, had to go chase down the return and then pulled his groin. So he's probably going to be out for a while. The thing Brian Dable told me that, not told me, but he told Graham Gano that really pissed me off. He told Graham Gano that he's not a doctor. Like, are we serious right now with this shit? I mean, this team absolutely drives me fucking livid. I don't mean to curse, but I mean, I'm at a point where, like, it's just so unfun, and it's not even fun to talk about this team. Like, yeah, there's plenty of people that make accounts and everything talking about how good their team is, like Eagles fans. It's not easy talking about this team when they're bad. There's nothing to talk about. All you're talking about is the same thing every week, how they suck. I mean, the defense is just pathetic. Wink Martindale was no better, but Shane Bowen is just a joke. I mean, I get the bend don't break philosophy, but when I mean, it's not like it's like you're holding a boulder together with dental floss. That's literally what his defense is. I mean, we go look at the time possession difference. The time possession was by 15 minutes. The Giants in the first half had the ball for 7 minutes compared to the Commanders' 22. Like, what are we doing? Kayvon Thibodeau and Brian Burns are supposed to be our strength of this team. Brian Burns, the reason I was so okay not getting Saquon was because, okay, you know what? We spent that money on Brian Burns, the D-line. We spent that money on the O-line, which the O-line has looked great. The O-line had no complaints with. I mean, maybe the Vikings named some bad penalties. But other than that, the O-line has actually withheld the pocket and able to run block has been kind of there. And the O-line looks good. Now, I don't think Van Roten's going to be anything in the future, but I think you're going to get another year at Illuminor. If you could fill that right guard spot, I think they're going to have a solid O-line for years to come, especially for a rookie quarterback. But besides that, like, go back to what I was talking to, the time possession was so bad. I mean, Commanders held the ball 37 minutes to the Giants 22. You can't win like that. Your offense is out of rhythm. They're having to put these possessions together. And with no kicker, you have no kicker, so it's 4-down territory the entire game. Another thing that really pissed me off about this horrible, horrendous defense is goddamn on third downs, the Commanders were 7 of 14. So you held on the 14 third downs, but you couldn't get off the field. This isn't the Kansas City Chiefs. This isn't the Baltimore Ravens, even though they're 0-2. This isn't the Philadelphia Eagles. This is the Washington. I'm calling it the Redskins. This is the goddamn Washington Redskins. They suck, but we're worse because we can't coach. We can't coach. We can't play defense, and we can't kick a field goal. What can this team do? There's nothing this team can do. The only these are the only three guys that showed up today. Malik Neighbors, Andrew Phillips, and Daniel Jones. You can't even use the Daniel Jones excuse that everybody likes to use for Dable just because Daniel Jones has a bad game. Everybody's like, oh, well, the reason why they lost is because Daniel Jones sucks. What can you say today? That the defense was pathetic. 425 yards. Jaden Daniels wasn't beating us because he's goddamn throwing these bombs down the field. He wasn't beating us with this lightning fast speed. I mean, he had some nice runs. He was beating us off screen passes, screens, and it's like now you're like, okay, you know, they're getting some good blocks. We were running like this cover three, like this cover three. They were just a soft cover three where they were just checking down these little flat screen passes. It was like 6 yards, 6 yards, 6 yards. Why are we running soft zone? A lot of times, too, it was like 30 and 12, where our linebackers are pinching up as a D lineman, and they're just running like this little under route with their running back and gaining 15 yards. What the fuck are we doing? This team just infuriates me. I could find about 5 guys on the street that can run a better plays and coach this team better. There's no intensity. I mean, I understood losing Saquon to try to improve other spots that are more important, like the D-line and O-line. The O-line is the only thing that looks improved, which it's like really hard not to improve after letting 85 sacks up with 32nd ranked defense, offensive line. But Brian Burns is an absolute no-show. The corners are horrible. Banks was solid today. I'll give it to him. But my God, what are we doing? What's the plan? There's no identity. The identity of this team was Saquon Barkley. When you look at the Giants, it's always okay. They got Saquon. We got to watch out for him because you could tell you have an identity with the other team is trying to stop. They always stack the box for Saquon. You're always playing a stacked box. Now you're not playing that anymore. So what do we have? Now, I think Malik Neighbors is going to get this team's identity back. It's going to be him because he's a true star. He had the drop. I mean, I just felt bad for him. I mean, he played his ass off. He was the reason why we're even in that situation, even trying to win the game. It's a play he's got to make, and he knows that. But, I mean, he gave it his all. And, I mean, like, what more can you ask from him? You're asking a 21-year-old rookie to carry your goddamn team. Where are the veterans? Well, why can't they step up? I mean, seriously, with Bobby Okereke, he's taking a step back. I mean, he looks horrible in the run game. I mean, he just looks like shit. I mean, the bad thing about losing Saquon, and this might cost Joe Schoen his job, is because Saquon Barkley, you got to think of this more as a business perspective. It's not like a Madden franchise where, okay, your team's bad, and then you just keep rebuilding it. This goes deeper than just analytics and football. This goes into the market. I mean, Saquon Barkley is he's a top advertisement for the NFL. It brings more attention to your team, brings more viewers, and it brings more jersey sales and more advertisement, more marketing, more ticket sales. Now, if the Giants go 0-8 or they start 0-5, wherever, no wins, those ticket sales are going to plummet. Now you're losing food sales in the stadiums, you're losing jersey sales because nobody wants to be involved in this team. You guys saw what it was like in 2021 where I mean, maybe like 1,000 people showed up to the last game. People wearing paperbacks. It is trending that way, and I don't want to be here for it. I mean, this is like it's year after year. It's the same issues. I saw besides the O-line this year. Oh my God, thank you, God, thank you that the O-line doesn't suck this year. Until we play Dallas Cowboys week 4, the O-line doesn't suck. The defense is the most uncreative and bland defense I've ever seen. It's like just cooking chicken as is. There's nothing special. I mean, seriously. I mean, there's no stunt gaps. It's just here's 4 guys. Hello, go get them. 4v5, you're gonna lose. Most of the time, it's a 4v6 because the tight end's chipping. Kayvon Thibodeau is not good. I mean, there's something to really knock on Joe Schoen for. Oh my God, you had 2 top 10 picks. Your first year being a GM. These got to be your cornerstones and your franchise players. You got one sitting on the bench, and the other one talks about goddamn greatness all the time, and he's a no-show. So he's trending that way too. Just get your 3rd-round pick for him. He's horrible. The only guy that's looked good is Andrew Phillips. This guy's a star. He's a rising star. I mean, Joe Schoen finally hit on a pick. I mean, goddamn. I mean, seriously. I mean, he's the only good player. He had 12 tackles today, sacking like 3 tackles for loss. This guy is just a good football player. He knows how to tackle. He knows how to cut. He's just a really good player. But I mean, if you look down the numbers of the team, I mean, what do they have? They don't have anything. Besides Malik Neighbors and Andrew Phillips, like I mean, Jalen Hyatt's looking like a bust. The guy can't get on the field. He can't even see the field. I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, I get, team's not the best. Good coaches find ways to be competitive and win. I mean, seriously. I mean, the Cardinals absolutely destroyed the Rams. I understand the Rams are banged up, but the Giants would lose to an injured Rams team. The same team the Cardinals, but the Giants are losing by like 25 points. They had no. The thing that just really aggravates me about the Giants is just like they've come a long way of not being who they're known as, a good defense and a gritty ass team. This isn't a team you could be proud of. This isn't even a team you could watch. It's just a full out, goddamn, utterly disgrace of a football team. Things need to change. If the Giants win 2 games this year, there's going to be firings. People are getting fired. Abel, I expect. See ya. Bye. There's the fucking door right there. I mean, seriously. His play calling has been horrible. I mean, it looked good today. I mean, look who you're playing. You're playing a team with a horrible secondary. Of course, it's going to look good. Neighbors, and you have elite neighbors is getting all your yards. But like, if you're looking down the numbers, it's not like other guys are getting involved. I mean, Devin Singletary had a bad fumble. I mean, he looked good today, but look who you're playing. I mean, Darius Slayton, 3 catches, 33 yards, 2 catches, 18 yards, a touchdown for Wandell, and a catch for 0 yards for Devin Singletary. Nobody else is getting involved. That's not good play calling. No, it's not. And I understand you don't have the ball that much. So maybe your defense needs to do a better fucking job of calling some plays too. Everything is just horrible. There's nothing good about this team is the issue. I mean, we got the Browns next week. Maybe we win. I mean, I have a better chance. I go and find a Margot Robbie at the Bergen Town Center and asking her to be my wife than fucking the Giants beating any team at this point. I don't mean to curse and rant, but at a point, this is the only thing I can do talking about the Giants. My anger and infuriation of this football team. We got to figure it out. I mean, at least look competitive. But anyways, guys, that's going to be it for this video. Make sure, to like and subscribe. Follow my TikTok. I'll be doing breakdowns on there. JPOD-SPORTS on all platforms, Instagram, Twitter. Or just follow me on John_Koff on Twitter. That's whatever. Anyways, guys, see you in the next video. Peace.